Well, the odds may be stacked against Everton here tonight. They face a side in Manchester United that could be billed as the wounded animal. Now, I know it's an analogy all too often used in football these days, but the Blues will know that the look in their eyes is a mirror image of their own. It's steely determination to prove the critics wrong. So we could just be in for a humdinger here tonight. Talk about this man potentially losing his goal-scoring touch. Don't you believe it? He's back after that 2 goals against Newcastle at the weekend, and he just loves playing alongside Wayne Rooney. Didn't score here last time. You won't need any reminding about that, but he's desperate to. Alex Ferguson not worried one little bit about starting him here tonight. Duncan Ferguson is a player that has a quite fantastic record against Manchester United. 6 career goals against them, and in fact the last time Everton beat United in the league, he was the scorer that day. It was back in 1995. And I tell you what, Sir Alex Ferguson hates playing against Duncan Ferguson. This may be just one of those games that we remember for the teacher rather than the apprentice. Referee incidentally Phil Dowd from Stoke-on-Trent tonight. He's one of those that is all too au fait with handling the big occasions, and the live televised audience and the full house that goes with this one. He's going to need every ounce of his experience tonight. He's taking no chances tonight. Also, the club's chief executive Keith Wyness was giving a number of interviews before, including to EvertonFC.com, all about the importance of the fans behaving themselves tonight. I'll tell you what, the ones that I've seen in and outside the ground had that same look of steely determination in their eyes. They just want a result here tonight, and it could be against anyone. They know Liverpool are keeping up the pressure. They play Portsmouth tonight. Bolton slipping up last night just gives them a bit more confidence. David Weir linked with a move to Leeds. His agent in talks with them this week about a 2-year contract. Crossing from Gary Neville was a dangerous looking one. And David Weir donning the armband in Alan Stubbs' absence tonight. Fortune's crossing. Scholes as ever hanging on the edge for any scraps. Arteta, good turn. He's looked cultured as Mikel Arteta this season. Everton fans warming to him. It's a fine ball and the flag stays down against Kevin Kilban. Just for a moment it looked as though it could be on, and it was Ferguson who started the attack. Great ball to Kilban, nothing to hit in the centre, and Wes Brown in with the telling challenge. Everton returning to winning ways last time out against Crystal Palace. Only one team ever in that contest, 4-0. But they have been struggling with only one in the last 6 worth of wins for Everton. Marcus Bent was up and no decision given. I thought it might have been, well, it was Yobo in fact. I thought the decision may well have been given for climbing, but play allowed to go on. Joseph Yobo in his familiar surroundings as a centre half again today. That's where he's most at home, and I think it's fair to say that's where Evertonians will see the best football from Joseph Yobo. Well, he really tries the early one, taking no chances, Nigel Martin, and he's not happy with his midfield players. Won't take any second invitation for Wayne Rooney to try one from range. Spear clear from Joseph Yobo. Keane involved again against his former Irish teammate Lee Carsley. Fletcher got the last touch on that, a robust challenge from Carsley. Rooney with Hibbert. That's a fine ball in from Rooney. Good header out from Yobo, and Kilban helping out as well. And Cahill not happy with the challenge from Roy Keane. And this just within a slight whisker of boiling over. Keane and Cahill involved just a moment ago. Keane felt it was a fair challenge, and the two skippers, I think, probably just going to be told to take a few bars off it from a leader's point of view. Let's have a look at this one again. Well, no, it was a late and dangerous challenge by Keane, really. Everton need the win, and United need the win for different reasons. It's a good ball in again, headed clear by Yobo. Darren Fletcher looped off the backside of an Everton player. Coban, who will be asked to double up with Steve Watson at left back, such as the threat from Ronaldo. Ainsley. A shot from distance, slightly off target. A nice height for Nigel Martin, watched it go all the way. James Vaughan would love to be included in this tonight. David Moyes says he's no reservations about sending him back to the academy if he needs to. Now have the chance to get men back and do. Oh, and that was a very high challenge from Rudy on Tony Hibbert. Never say he wasn't committed. He's going to have to be careful. Phil Dowd's already had a good long look at a couple of challenges he's made. Carsley. It's fizzed wide. There's a space from the past. Cahill done well. Ferguson's the furthest man forward for Everton. Being boxed in by Ainsley and Roy Keane. Done well though when the options were secluded. And that was a foul by Paul Scholes. And Scholes, I think, will find his way into Phil Dowd's book here, will he? Just barged into the back of the Spaniard. Yellow card for Scholes. Carsley spins one in towards that 6-yard box. Good header from Yobo. Keeper's committed. Great acrobatics from Cahill. And almost for Everton. Wes Brown, the hero. United not really been in it from an attacking point of view. It's been Everton so far, and Cahill has been at the very forefront of it. Yobo with a great towering header. Keeper was down and committed. And Wes Brown with an easy clearance in the end, but notwithstanding that spectacular effort from Cahill, I think everyone in the ground call that particular one. And, well, I thought that was a cast iron yellow card, but Phil Dowd didn't. Because that was a deliberate one. Here's Kevin Kilban, keeps it in play. Watson, that's a good ball. And it was Ainsley, I think, that got some kind of follicle on that particular chance. Oh, and Bent is in. He had to take it early. United were rushing back. But it all came from that cross from Steve Watson, a fine one. And in fact, it was the head of Marcus Bent that sent it wide. It looked like a great defensive clearance. Ainsley had a couple of dodgy moments, hasn't he? Manchester United's record when Rio Ferdinand and Roy Keane are in the side is quite unbelievable. It's something ridiculous, like 16 wins from 20 Premiership games, and the record was up there with one of the best in the Premiership of all time, certainly the best of this season. Wayne Rooney. Been all over the papers again this week for the wrong reasons, and Wayne Rooney has instructed his solicitors over that because he says those claims are completely untrue. Good interception from Cahill. Oh, and Wes Brown was lucky there, and both players were hurt. I think it was an accidental challenge between the two of them. Wes Brown got something on the inside of his knee, and an ample time for the referee Phil Dowd to call an end to this first half, a half that Everton have really commanded. Been so promising in the midfield area. Wayne Rooney just been confined to shots from distance. Well, they'll be pleased so far. A draw would do them tonight. And at the break, finally poised. It's Everton 0, Manchester United 0. Given away by Ronaldo. Arteta short of options. Van gets a good foot in. Everton just let themselves down at times, slowing getting men forward. That's an awful ball from Tim Cahill. You can see David Moyes just on the edge of the pitch, and two arms are just urging them forward every time that they get possession. He wants his fullbacks to support the attacks every time. It's a fine ball from Wayne Rooney to Scholes. Great save. Well, it was an eye of the needle job from Wayne Rooney. Picked out Scholes brilliantly. Nigel Martin, Johnny on the spot as ever, made a great save. They're the type of tackles that every fan loves. It's a real 100%er, totally fair as well. Nigel Martin has saved Everton's bacon on more than a few occasions this year. Look at that for a ball from Rooney, over the head of David Weir. Good control from Scholes as well, had to take it on his left foot. It's a good ball from Ferguson. Again reliant upon the pace of Marcus Bent. And, Cahill and Ferguson racing in. And just a coming together between goalkeeper and striker. Unorthodox is probably as kind as you can be to that challenge. Ferguson back involved again. Carsley pushed on it, just wouldn't come down for him. Roy Keane zipped in to take it from him. Weir. Ferguson against Rio Ferdinand. Doesn't have the support in the air at times, Ferguson. Marcus Bent. Ferguson was late on Darren Fletcher. Scotsman on Scotsman, and he'll be booked for this, Ferguson. Colour just in case. Now half a foot on the ball. There's a new rule in the Premiership now that if you get the man and the ball first, it's still a foul, but that one didn't look too clever at the naked eye. Ferguson digging in. Good challenge from Hibbert. Oh, good turn from Arteta. This is looking promising for Everton here. Space just opened up for the Spaniard. Van hurried the cross. Arteta. Gets it in with Ronaldo, and Everton get the decision. As soon as that whistle was blown, I feared for Everton really, but Buildup possibly has evened things up ever so slightly. And a free kick in a fairly dangerous spot. Buildup tells him to wait for the whistle. Wants that wall back the full 10 yards, Buildup. Ball in. That's a good one, and it's in! Ferguson takes the adulation, and if it is to go to him, it's his 7th career goal against United. It was a teasing ball in. Just keep your eye on Rio Ferdinand. It was the header from Ferguson. It didn't get a touch, it was true. And that is a brilliant, brilliant goal for Everton. Well, that is unstoppable. Ferguson came in, look at that, glanced past Tim Howard, and it gives Everton a priceless lead. Look how much it means to him. To Rooney, a little bit of space opening up for the former Everton man now. Van Nistelrooy has been going through a barren spell of late, but Dennis Law has backed him this week to say he is still one of the world's best. He does have options. Alex Ferguson, Arteta gets it back in. Tim Howard quickly up and about and ready to bowl out Manchester United on another attack. It's a timely slip from Lee Carsley. His ball through is to Ronaldo. It's falling nicely for Scholes. Very rare that he strikes one off target. But he's rising. Nigel Martin was almost straight at him. Those balls move so rapidly. If that was on target, it would have been hard to stop. It's the yard over. Ferguson was up climbing well. Marcus Bent made it sit down quickly. Neville stole it from him. Scholes. And Keane takes over. And for the run of Ronaldo. Goes out of sight for the moment, but back in play now. Back heel from him, Keane. Scholes. Good move from United, this Ronaldo. Great effort, great save by Nigel Martin. That's interesting. I've just read the lips of Nigel Martin. They said it's all over the shop. He's talking about the ball. Carsley sticking close to Paul Scholes. Really couldn't get that one under control. Arteta should just be content for a while to keep possession if they can. Arteta crowded out by Rooney and by Keane, and possession surrendered by the Spaniard. Everton have 18 minutes to last out. This is an interesting substitution. It's Wes Brown who comes off. I presume that maybe he's got a slight problem, Wes Brown, but well, Gary Neville been sent off there. Well, I don't know quite what's happened there, but Gary Neville has been sent off. Well, perplexed. Well, that's why he's kicked the ball into the crowd. And it's a brave decision by Phil Dowd. But he sent him off. He's got to bear a lot of things in mind, Phil Dowd, because this game has a bit of history, particularly where players and fans are concerned. To do a job on Duncan Ferguson. They get it underway quickly. Everton still reorganising, and it could be costly because Rooney has got possession here. Just a yard wide. It's a little lesson for Everton, that one. They were sleeping from the initial free kick and they took their time reorganising. That said, he went past 4 of Everton's players. His left foot just stabbed it, and Martin was down quickly. Here is the change, and it is going to be Duncan Ferguson. He was dead on his feet, Duncan Ferguson, and makes his way slowly off. Continues that extra special record against Manchester United. 7 career goals for him. Now that was a header as true as you'll see. But he was up there, and it's a corner. He was in bravely beating. Gets up particularly well, just on 6 foot. Arteta takes the adulation of the Evertonians. Come on, son, is one of the shouts. I wonder if he can translate that somehow. And Cahill pulled over by Rooney, and the header was from Cahill eventually. Keep your eye on Wayne Rooney, just has a pull at him. Gets up again and took a head in the face, and he's now down on the floor. He went in for that challenge for the corner, and I don't know whether it was Joseph Yobo, you know, he got the side of his head as he went in for the challenge on goal, just in the side of his head. And it was Yobo right in the side of his head. It's a painful one. Should have to open up play now, and it's hurried all of a sudden. Rooney from distance. Roy Keane. Ruud van Nistelrooy on the turn, and he already saw the headlines. And that's twice he snatched the chances, and that's what happens when a striker is seemingly out of form. Picked up the challenge in. Rooney. Taken late by McFadden. Play goes on though. The challenge and a good header away by Hibbert. Can Arteta help him out? Was he fouled? No, says the referee. Sylvestre. Rooney wants the shot on goal and gets it. And it's held by Nigel Martyn. A massive sigh of relief around Goodison Park. Jan O'Shea with the throw in. Free kick for Manchester United for the challenge on Scholes, and Everton are slow to react to that. Beattie of the challenge on Keane. It's a fair one. Didn't get a shout, Roy Keane. And Scholes is in trouble here. And he's off. Frustration for Manchester United is boiled over. Well, it was a wild challenge on Kevin Kilbane. Ferguson and Moyes in a real toe-to-toe there. And there can't be long left now. Manchester United down to 9 men. It was a premature cheer, it was bound to happen. Phil Dowd has another look at his watch. And that is the final whistle, and that could become a really famous win tonight. Duncan Ferguson is again the Everton hero when it comes to beating Manchester United. It hasn't happened for 10 years, but it has tonight, and wow, has it been worth waiting for. Look at that steely look in his eyes. He's intensely proud of his players, and Goodison Park is quite literally rocking. How famous could this victory be? Only time will tell, but it's ended here. Everton 1, Manchester United 0.